Hey everyone, good morning. This is the update for Thursday, February 27th. This is the day after NVDA earnings came out. So, that was a big one. I mean, there was a few other big names last night, like Snowflake and Salesforce CRM. I'll go over a few of those, but the big highlight was NVIDIA. That's what everything was waiting for. So this is kind of the action of yesterday. Kind of like I thought I was fearing was that we were pulling into this intraday bull bear line that I have on my chart, the 15-minute 200 SMA. And I was like, I'm worried that we're gonna maybe bear flag and break down because it started dripping, and that's kind of like what happened, throughout this whole drop. Especially here, we tried to break back above it, and then boom, just kept drilling lower and lower. So I was like, okay, maybe with NVIDIA earnings, if we don't get back above this line, it's a little concerning because then, we might just hit it and drill down more and more again, all the way to the 200 SMA on the daily chart. But we pushed through this at this is at the open. We had dripped lower, and then we kind of spiked and held, and this was some support from the previous two times here. So I was like, okay, maybe this will hold. This is a good start, and maybe we'll just chop around above this intraday bull bear line as a setup for NVIDIA. Market wasn't even strong enough for that. I think there was like another tariff tweet related to Trump saying that the EU would be responsible for 25% tariffs or something like that. I don't know, but market used that as an excuse to sell off. As I mentioned, this 2 p.m. time frame is when there's a lot of like margin calls, people being forced to sell as well. So that kind of like all picks up during this time. And then we try to make a push late day, but got around here before NVIDIA. So kind of no man's land, and this is a reaction from NVIDIA. If you can see that, this is when NVIDIA came out. We initially dropped, then spiked, and then kind of indecision. So I thought NVIDIA's numbers are pretty great. There was some like lowered guidance on margin, I believe, that they had, but overall, looked pretty solid. And it started trying to make a push and failed, or it closed for a period of time and then reopened right here a little bit down, and then we pushed overnight. Got through this, but again, I like to see this happen like intraday if possible, not overnight. But it's a start, and like we were pulling in, and I was like, I bet on jobless claims it'll backtest this, and hopefully it holds. So far, that's what happened. The jobless claims data came out here. It dropped, brought back up, but I was like, I'm still thinking at the open at least it would go to here. What we'd like to see is, let me kind of zoom out a little bit more. What we want to see is us start to reclaim these moving averages. So this is the 100. This is the 8-day now. It's all the way down here. This is the 50 SMA, and this is the 20. So these have all like being pulled back in quite a bit, and now it's going to take a solid effort. But if we can get to 60, 80 today or something like that, that'd be amazing. But on the downside, let's go over that. I think what we want to avoid is not breaking these lows. Definitely, that's what 59, 50, 59, 45. Definitely don't want to break those. Ideally, we don't even want to get lower than this. So we want to keep making some higher lows. So here we didn't get lower, we didn't get lower, we didn't get lower. So these are okay. These are normal people taking profit after pretty nice run from 59.24 if they're in it. Now there's a back test here, so let's hope it doesn't start drilling at the open, but you never know. And then again, PCE is tomorrow. That's the another big inflation gauge. So that could help determine the next move after today. So I'd like to see some strength today. After names been beaten down quite a bit. But right now it's already breaking this intraday bull bear line. So let's see. Again, my goal is for it to be a failed breakdown, and then we reclaim it and start trending higher today, and just have a nice solid trend day. Let me flip to the daily chart. So where are we? We're kind of in no man's land still. Like I showed there, first step is the 100 SMA, which is at 60.23. Then, above that, you have these, they're all kind of clumped up, but 60.30 is the 8-day, 60.37 is the 50-day, and then the 20 is up at 60.72. So if we were somehow able to claim all those, that'd be awesome. But my guess is that we're probably going to go into PCE, like either, maybe back testing the 8-day today, or the 20 SMA, maybe, if things are encouraging. And then, that sometimes sets up for a back test and then drop if the data is bad. So I'm a little watchful of that. Of course, if we have a huge trend day and we claim all these, I'd feel a lot better. But yeah, it just if it doesn't, then that means that the inflation fears are still there, and then tomorrow we'll get kind of a bigger move. And yeah, so just want to go over a couple of charts real quick. Bitcoin, I was mentioning to a friend that if it breaks this, right here, you can just see it's like basing around like above 92-ish. It's like if it breaks 90, it's that's not the final destinations here. There was like no other supports after it broke that 100 SMA. I was like, oh boy, that looks like it's coming to the 200 SMA. And crypto now operates, with like perfect technical analysis. So it bounced off of there, and now we're pushing. Let's see if it again has to start reclaiming the 8-day, just like everything else. Get above the 8 and 20, and then we can start feeling a bit better. Litecoin is one that has held up really nicely. So I have some of this still holding. It's above the 8-day, 8 and 20. Chart looks great. But with crypto, you just never know. So I'm not feeling confident. APP, this is one that had like a short report. I think there's like a couple short reports that came out about it, right as it had like blow off earnings here. This is like what we usually call a blow off top. Spiked super high and then turned red on the day. Yeah, it did get another attempt to get there, but when it didn't break, those new highs, then the short reports came and just got drilled all the way to the 100 SMA in less than a week. So yeah, if you waited until here, you may have missed out on all the gains since November. So again, you gotta trim and trail. Doesn't mean obviously you never know. This could keep going up, but take some off and be prudent with that. Let's see what else. Snow. Let's go here. Snow. So yeah, I was in this for earnings last time. Kind of have been trading it in this range, and then I had some calls for earnings set up, and it looked like it might make the move beforehand. And now just another reminder: the market will always try to punish you if you get into earnings calls too early, and if you get that move beforehand and you don't take it all, they'll reset you. So I was like, okay, earnings are next week, just hold on to a bit more and let's see if we can break out beforehand. But never that easy. So yeah, we went from the top of sweet spot to below the 50-day, and then now we're back up here, on what everyone was saying, like snow has turned things around here. So I would hope that wouldn't last just one quarter. This is making a nice sideways action. All this is kind of noise. But again, you can make money along the way. You don't just have to buy it and hold it. Or you can wait until after earnings and then see where it goes. Very safe way to play it. But here, the risk reward for holding into earnings was like so much better than, some of the calls where I bought it, probably like here, Again, I sold some here, but I didn't. I trimmed and trailed. I still held some. So, but yeah, let's see. They may pay off. I think the next step is going up to 198. Ideally, it just goes above 200 and starts, being one of the leaders. let's see, Salesforce. This one has just been totally, cut off here, double top here, and then just cut at the ankles all the way to sub 300. It initially dropped, I think, to 275 actually after hours on their earnings, just briefly, but then it recovered. It tends to do that sometimes. It's that and Microsoft are ones that, like, on the call, like, they sometimes pick up a bit. It actually went green for a brief instant. Now it's back down, like, not that bad actually, considering. I think they lowered guidance, so again, signs that maybe we're making some bottoming action, but I think PCE is what we really need to do to solidify it, because we can't have another sell off on a Friday. That's why there's so much fear in the market, is because those Fridays just hard sell off, and then you're just, like, worried over the weekend, and Monday sell off. Umbrella had earnings. This is one, like, this consolidation sideways. I'm in some. Again, I held some here, same, just like Snow. It's like, okay, maybe this is going to break out before earnings are next week. I'll just hold on to the rest. Nope. Lose, what is that? 84 to 72 in a few days. And then earnings came out and boom, it's back up to 84. Look at that. So now we might finally make a push higher. So I'm going to try to hold these calls. Again, I should have just sold everything, and then you can always buy it back. That's the reminder, is, never feel like married to a stock, and don't, like, hurry to get back in, because even if you miss that one, you'll get another couple opportunities. But have your sell rules, and try to stick to them. For me, it's anytime we hit the top of sweet spot, especially on the indices, it's time to exercise some caution. So maybe I should rename that to, like, sell top or something. I don't know. Let's see, any other names worth reviewing? Let me just go over it real quick. Let's do VST that had earnings today. Let's see where it's at. So another one, just boom. This formed an H right here. So once I saw this, I was like, oh, this is probably going to drip to the 100 SMA. I didn't think it would go all the way to 200, but that's how the H's sometimes go. Reversed yesterday and had earnings this morning. Back above the 8-day as a start. Again, same thing, to see if we can start pushing up here. Ideally, we fill this gap. 191. Let's look at Meta. First step first, try to get above the 8-day. This is was one of the leaders. Got cut at the heels again and hit the 50-day. Now it's trying to bounce and reclaim the 8-day. Right now, it just looks like it's back testing that, and may, if the market pulls back today, then we might see some red again. Same thing with CrowdStrike. Let's see if it can actually reclaim it. If it just, like, closes, like, right above it or right at it, I'm gonna feel like it's setting up for a sell-off on PCE inflation data tomorrow. Cool. I think that's it. Yeah. So let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for your time.